welcome to Totally Trades. This session is provided to you by New Ventures Maine. New Ventures Maine has been providing in-person Totally Trades conferences for many years in Maine, and for the past 2 years, we have provided virtual sessions. These sessions are intended for people who identify as girls or as gender expansive, gender nonconforming, or non-binary, and are interested in exploring non-traditional careers. Totally Trades provides information about careers in trade and technical fields that students of any gender might want to explore. We welcome students of all abilities, backgrounds, regions, religions, and experiences. Non-traditional careers are careers that are predominantly and traditionally filled by one gender. Occupations such as truck driving, engineering, pilots, and architects are considered non-traditional occupations for people who identify as women or non-binary. Careers such as nursing, child care provider, and elementary teaching are considered non-traditional for people who identify as men. In today's session, we will be focusing on the career of a cable technician. Most careers in cable installation are non-traditional occupations for people who identify as women. Now we are going to move to one of our guests for today. This section will hear from Camille Joseph, the VP of Government Affairs at Charter Communications, who will in turn introduce a video from Governor Janet Mills.
My name is Camille Joseph, and I'm Group Vice President of Government Affairs for Charter Communications. You may know us by the name of Spectrum. We provide TV, internet, telephone, and mobile telephone service across the great state of Maine. It's an honor to be part of this wonderful event today. Our company has been sponsoring and participating in this initiative for over 10 years now. Some of you may not think of Charter in this way, but we're a tech firm. To sum up what we do in one phrase, we provide connectivity. Connectivity is a game changer. It allows people to access information from anywhere at any time. It's the driving force behind the future of work that's fueling the creation of millions of jobs. It's giving easier access to high-quality healthcare through telehealth technology. It's helping millions of people continue learning and working from home as we continue to face the COVID-19 pandemic. Charter is providing the connectivity that's making all of this possible. We provide these services, this connectivity, to more than 31 million customers in 41 states across the country. The services we provide are changing the lives of millions by giving people more opportunity. But it's hard work keeping it all up and running. That's where you come in. We need people like you to learn the unique skills required to build, plan, and maintain our communications infrastructure. We need people who have the skills to fix problems after a big storm or get it back online quickly. We need people who can wire a home or a business so that our customers have the peace of mind to run both their homes and their business as well. To help our employees, our very team members, do these incredibly important jobs, we invest in them, in their training and in their careers. Our company provides great pay benefits. Our starting wage is more than 2 times the federal minimum wage. Our healthcare, paid time off, sick leave, and company paid retirement programs are top notch. We provide countless opportunities for career advancement with classroom and hands-on training in all aspects of our jobs. We are proud to support efforts like today's Totally Trades Conference for girls that help young women like you learn more about these amazing professions. I truly hope you have a great conference today. And now I have the distinguished honor of introducing our next guest, a person who is a pioneer for women across the nation and is Maine's first female governor, the Honorable Janet Mills. Thank you, Governor Mills, for joining us today.
Hello, this is Governor Janet Mills. I'm excited to join you for the Totally Trades virtual conference. For way too long, there have been too few women in the trades, too few women mechanics, plumbers, electricians, welders, truck drivers, contractors, construction workers. Come on, these are jobs that bring with them good skills and good pay, good careers to support a family, move ahead in the world. They're a stable, lifelong career. I've been trying to change this throughout my career, and I'm proud to say that more women now are succeeding in the trades. For instance, when I was Attorney General, I sued a company called Bathfitter for their use of unlicensed plumbers, and we won hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I gave that money to high schools to help start career and technical education programs to train licensed plumbers. One of the first graduates of the program was a girl from Franklin County. This conference today offers students like you an opportunity to learn from successful women in the trades, and it comes at not a moment too soon. Maine needs your skills, your talents, to shape important industries in our state. Industries that are hiring now for high-wage jobs. Industries like telecommunications, accessing reliable phone, internet, and cable connections to speak to our friends and family and coworkers, to work remotely, to receive life-saving telehealth care, and shop at local businesses or sell to customers worldwide. All of that has become so important, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, you're going to hear from 3 women technicians from Spectrum about what it's like to bring these phone, internet, and cable connections to homes and businesses across the state. I encourage you to listen well, and I encourage you to explore the many careers in the trades that are available to you right here in the state of Maine. I look forward to seeing what you do in the years to come. Thank you.
Here's a statistic from the Department of Labor to give some perspective. 2,070 people in Maine are employed in telecommunications, earning a higher wage than average in Maine. You might be wondering what is involved in doing this work. Charter Spectrum has shared a video showing us what a day in the life of one of their field technicians looks like. We'll watch it in just a minute. Consider whether this sounds like work you'd like to do based on what you've heard so far. Do you like to work with tools? Do you like being outside? Do you like problem solving? Is helping people important to you? If you find yourself answering yes to these questions, this might be a career path you'd like to explore. Now it's time to hear from some professionals in the field. We interviewed Jen Prouty and Bethany Fitzpatrick. They are supervisors of different programs at Charter Communications who started as technicians. Let's hear what they had to say.
So welcome, Bethany and Jen. We have a few questions for you to help us learn a little bit more about a career in this field. And we'll start with having you tell us a little about yourself and how you got into this industry.
Hello, I'm Bethany. I am a TQA Field Ops Supervisor, and I have been with the company for going on 22 years. I came to Time Warner when Time Warner was acquiring AOL. I lived in Florida at the time working for AOL and decided I wanted to move home. And so that's when I started working for Time Warner as a dispatcher.
And me, I'm Jen, but you'll hear Bethany call me Prouty during this video most likely. So I actually have my degree in health ed. I was a 5th through 8th grade health teacher. And I decided that that was not the career for me. So I started working construction for some family. And I had a friend that thought that the cable company at Time Warner at the time, Spectrum now, would be a good fit. And I kept telling her no. And then she asked me when the last time I had a vacation was. And when you don't have consistent work, a consistent paycheck, you don't get paid when you don't work. So I never went on vacation. And now I have almost 5 weeks. So that's how I got here. And I am a maintenance supervisor. So I manage the folks that drive a bucket truck outside and they fix the lines when things go wrong.
Thank you both. So I'm going to ask this question of Bethany, and this is about training. So what kind of training does one need? And then how did you get your training?
No training is required. If you don't have any of the skill sets, we'll train you on everything. So it's classroom training and then peer training. And then there's options for progression from there. So we start out as a Tech 1. When you finish your training, you become a Tech 2. And then from levels 2, 3, and 4, you can progress on your own. And then to become a Tech 5 or a TQA technician or a maintenance technician, those are promotable positions. Room to grow.
Great, thank you. So again, back to both of you. What do you each find rewarding about your work?
I think my most rewarding experience, so I've had several hats I've worn at Charter Spectrum. So I used to be a field tech, so I would go to your house, I would run lines from the pole to inside and set up your modem and your cable box. I'd teach you how to use your remote control. Then I had a bucket truck and I fixed stuff outside. And I worked in the middle of the night, which I actually really appreciated. And then I got to kind of make the signal that your phone and internet and cable works on. And then I became a leader. So now I help create the best techs that I can on my team. So all those hats, I think probably one of the most rewarding things that I was able to do is, you know, some of these buildings that create the signal have, you know, grown from the time that you just had a little bit of cable to now you have thousands of channels. So I got to completely design, rewire, and just create a whole new, it's called a hub. So getting to build that from, you know, paper to implemented and just see the difference in how it came out and how the quality of the signal was just so good. That was probably one of my most rewarding projects.
Thanks.
For me, it was, you know, it falls in line with my current position as a TQA supervisor, which is total quality assurance. So my team tends to go out on the more escalated calls, the more repeated calls, customer escalations. And I think that what's very rewarding is when we're able to resolve their problem for good, because sometimes those problems are intermittent and we need to work with the maintenance department or ISP to resolve certain issues that my techs can't. So I think the most rewarding is when we see customers that are happy and satisfied and receiving all of the services that they are paying for.
Great, thank you. Thank you both. So next, the next question is, what has been your experience, again, for both of you, being a woman on the job been like?
I'll start. So for me, my peers are great, male and female, and you know, I think we all work as a great team together. I've probably had some more trouble with and I shouldn't say trouble, but customers, men in general, that have, you know, come out specifically when I'm using my ladder and asking if I need help with my ladder, at which point I probably glare at them and no, because it's my field of profession. Thank you, no thank you. But also, you know, the customers that weren't expecting me to fix their problem. I did have a customer way back. He had multiple calls, and when I first came in, he looked at me seriously and said, "You're going to fix my cable?" And I said yes. He was very happy by the time I left, and his problem was resolved. So, you know, moments like that, and even to this day, I go out with my technicians regularly. So usually once a week, I'm working with one of my technicians, all who happen to be male. And I spend half the day with them. And most times when we go into a customer's house, they look to my technician and look usually right past me until my technician introduces me as their supervisor, which redirects their attention to me. So, you know, I think it's just natural. People aren't expecting to see a female in this industry, and here we are.
Right, however many years later. Almost 15. So my experience of being a woman on the job. So having started out as a teacher, which is a pretty female-dominated industry, and then moving into construction, I was used to working with a predominantly like male team. So coming to Spectrum was really not a huge change for me. And I found that 99% of the technicians and leadership were all really supportive. I tend to be super competitive and always have been from my years of being an athlete. So I always wanted to be the best in the field, and that got me to where all of my peers really respected the job that I did. I think the biggest compliment I ever had was a technician, actually probably more than one, saying, "I saw you'd been there, so I didn't even bring in my tools." because they just were so confident that it was going to be something simple like putting batteries in a remote. As Bethany mentioned, I think the more challenging situations that I had were actually in customers' homes. So I found for me that it was typically like senior ladies that didn't necessarily trust that I knew what I was doing, following me around saying, "You really know how to fix my problem?" And then being a woman in the field can make certain customers feel more comfortable. We have many single ladies that have homes or apartments, and it can be kind of unnerving for them to have an unknown male, in their home with their doors closed. So just that comfort level of having a female that's less intimidating in their house, was certainly, I had many customers just mention on how grateful.
There are many opportunities to get education and training here in Maine. Career and Technical Centers, or CTEs, offer Maine high school students modern hands-on training and technical programs. You can visit their website to find a location near you and see what programs they offer. Maine's Community College System and the University of Maine System both offer programs at a variety of locations around the state. While a college degree might not be required for this kind of work, you may find programs of interest such as the Electrical Line Worker Program at Kennebec Valley Community College. Your feedback is important to us. Please complete the form that was sent or provided to you by the school staff person who gave you the link for this session. Totally Trades is sponsored by the Maine Department of Transportation and the Maine Department of Education, Career and Technical Education. We thank them for their support. On our website, you can find other partners, organizations, and employers who also support Totally Trades. Thank you for attending today. We hope that this session provided you with useful information and encourages you to continue your career exploration.